Coach Sean, Risling Podium Performance, and today I'm going to be doing the 1 1/4 rep method again for the squats. I'm going to do that, I guess, for 2 weeks. The next week I'm going to start going heavy. It just felt really good last week to do it, so I'm going to increase the weight. This week on the squats I'm going to be going 205. Last week was 185. 185 felt easy overall until the end when I started to feel like a challenge. So adding 20 pounds, this will get interesting. That's what I like about this. It's going to be interesting. It's a learning experience. So if you like seeing me struggle through my workouts and you get any insights and tips from them, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Anyways, time to hop into this. We'll see how it goes. All right, so diving into the first set here. Yeah, it's a little chilly, and I just didn't feel like taking the sweater off at this point because keep everything as warm as possible while I'm doing these, since that was the only lift that I'm doing today. So 1 1/4 squats, so down, up a quarter of the way. So each rep, I actually felt like I was getting a little deeper, and by the looks of it, on the first couple here, I was. So yeah, I'm coming up past parallel, but that's because that bottom half, you're not actually getting a full half of the rep, really. That's the least amount of actual range of motion. But these, everything's going nice and easy. I'm coming up to relatively the same spot on each rep, which is good to see looking at it back, that, okay, just based on feel, everything was going. And these felt really good. It felt nice and easy overall. So the first set went well, and now here's the second set. So if you notice, what I do before I start is I take a look at the ground, check the feet, and then I tuck my elbows in underneath. So here my right hand clearly isn't out as far as the left. So that's kind of interesting to notice watching it back. So that explains why I kind of felt a little off kilter and a little twisted. But watching each rep here, so down and then up. So every rep looks basically the same, which is what I really want when I'm doing these. So there, I probably should have gone a little bit deeper on the second part, but I really couldn't tell based on the feel. And these felt great overall. I'm coming up to the same spot, down, finishing the rep. Now from the back, you can see right here, right from where my shoulders are to my hips, that there's a little curve going on. So that's my own little scoliosis kicking in here. So that's something that I can kind of fix in terms of positioning, but my spine itself I can't fix. There's misshapen vertebrae there, so there's no fixing that. But it doesn't prevent me from doing these squats with a decent amount of weight. 205 pounds, so that's like 1 1/4 times my body weight at that time going. So here, down, full depth, up partially, and then all the way up. So there, my foot, it felt like I was sliding out a little bit. I might have been, but watching it, I'm not. So just the feel. Sometimes feeling means more than the actual look of it. And it felt great. All right, that's it. That's all for today's workout. Just doing the 1 1/4 back squats. This week, each day has different lift, doing 1 1/4 reps. And then next week, we hammer it down, going into the new year and all the way through. This week, I'm just having a little fun seeing how the 1 1/4s go in terms of every rep. This one felt really good overall. I took shot from 3 different angles just for me to see how it looked, but also show you how squats can look different from different angles. Side on, you're going to see something different from head on, and then from the back, you're going to see different things. And as I go through it and I look later on as I'm editing, I'll see whether I'm shifting one way or the other with my hips, if my spine, because I've got some scoliosis, if my spine is shifting one way or the other, how things look. One thing you probably notice is when I actually take that bracing breath, you'll actually see all through here kind of expand a little bit. I'm not just raising my ribs up. I'm not just trying to go in here. I'm trying to actually breathe out and contract and get everything nice and strong through my core so that when I'm squatting, everything stays nice and strong. And that transfer point in the low back here and through the hips transfers the force nicely from the legs up through the upper body so that when you're coming upright, everything stays nice and in line so that you don't end up kind of bending over and running the risk of a low back injury when doing squats. I do squats for my legs, not for my back, basically, is the mindset I have on that. 1 1/4 squats, I mentioned this last week, but they're really good for glute strength and hypertrophy. So ladies, if you're looking for a way where you don't necessarily have to load a crap load of weight up on the back squat, or on squats in general because it just doesn't feel comfortable, give the 1 1/4 squat method a try. And when you're doing these, make sure you concentrate as you're going down on feeling everything stretch. And then when you're at the bottom, push straight down. Don't try to push one way or the other. Just try to push straight down so that the glutes really contract nice and hard. You come up that quarter, then you relax a little bit, you go back down, and then you fire again. And I guarantee you, if you do it like that, you are going to feel your glutes contract nice and hard. And at the top, when you're coming up, don't Don't make the mistake of what a lot of people do where they kind of roll their hips underneath. No, when you come up to the top, try to squeeze your butt cheeks together. If you can hold a nickel between your butt cheeks, then you're actually fully contracting them and you've actually clenched them. Now you've gotten that nice shortening part so that the muscle went from being stretched at the bottom to fully shortened at the top, so you're getting maximum contraction in the glutes. And you will notice as well, your quads are going to get a pump doing this, and it's going to be an easier pump to get than from regular squats because you're spending so much more time in the bottom range. So that's kind of just my 2 cents on this. So my post-workout is going to be a scoop of ATP Labs grass-fed whey, a half scoop of the Greens to Rest whole food mix, as well as 5 grams of creatine monohydrate from Clean Athlete. If you want to get 10% off an order from ATP Labs, go to the link in the description below and use the code RISLING10. That's RISLING 10, as you see right here at checkout. This is good in both Canada and the US. That's everything for today. If you got any value from that, especially my little description there, or seeing how the squats look and my commentary on that, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Coach Tony, Risling Podium Performance. Embrace your potential.